of Herbal Homestead. Today we're at the excellent Gartur Stitch farm along this lovely hedgerow. We're doing a bit of foraging. It's starting to go very autumnal, so we're focusing in on the berries at the minute. You'll see behind me, and it's sort of caught me already, there's these scrambling bramble bushes, or blackberries you may know them as well, but certainly in Scotland we tend to say brambles, and they've got thorns, and at the minute these beautiful blackberries that maybe in springtime would have been sort of white or pink, little flowers that turn then into the fruits. So today, we're going to be thinking a bit about traditional uses for these berries. So in thinking about brambling as a foraging activity, with family or friends, or maybe when you were a child, that might have been your first sort of a step outdoors into the foraging world, if you like. And you may have, memories of your granny or your mum sort of giving you some nice bramble or berry sort of syrups or jams, and that's a really good thing you can do when there's this lovely glut in nature. I've just been reminded there, and I'm thinking about Scottish tradition. I recently read in an excellent Herbal book about the Highlanders and how they actually used to forage for brambles, actually the branches, even the sprawling branches, and they used to collect that alongside rowan. And also ivy, and make these sort of wreaths, and maybe hang it on your door or in rooms, and it was a protection against evil. So that's a nice sort of a tie-in with the Highlanders, as well as maybe family traditions in Scotland. But today we're going to be harvesting, as I say, the bramble bush. Now we've just passed the raspberries. You might catch the last of the raspberries, but I've actually brought some raspberries from a market that I got them from, so we can mix those together. They're of the Rosaceae family, or the rose family, and we're sort of really thinking about their astringency. So they've got lots of tannins that really help tighten, if you like, the tissues. So if you've got like swollen glands or a sore throat, or even if you've got, the runs even, brambles have been used in the past as a good, relief against things like that, and for sore throats. And they're full of like vitamins and minerals as well. So it's really supporting you through the cold season as well. So it's a perfect time just now to get out and go brambling. Watch out for the thorns. I thought we should try something a bit different today. We did mention jams and sort of jellies and things like that, but I think it'll be interesting to think about a really traditional and ancient drink. It's known as an Oxymel, and ultimately it's a sort of 50-50 mixture of honey and vinegar, and it's just a way to preserve the berries. And actually it becomes this beautiful syrup that you can mix through, with as a cordial, add some sparkling water, add some hot water to make a tea. You even put it in a cocktail as a bit of a spritzery type thing. So that's your Oxymel, and what we're thinking about there is that yes, we're preserving, but we're also extracting those lovely sort of alkaloids and minerals that are really rich in these fruits. So that's a beautiful way to preserve it, but also to extract and make those minerals much more bioavailable, if you like, and it should keep. So we're going to experiment with a little Oxymel. It's very simple. When you pick it, you want to make sure that the base there looks quite green or whitish, the heel, if you like, because if it's dark and purplish, it's gone over already. So it's quite over the years I've learned to sort of like that one's, do you see how that's sort of maybe just gone over, and it is quite mushy. So I might leave that one for the birds and the beasties. So keeping an eye out for that as well when we're harvesting. And also maybe mix it up a little bit, don't over forage in one area. We want to consider, again, we're part of nature, we want to respect other wildlife and the plant itself, so maybe foraging in different areas. Around about, 10% from one plant, should it be healthy looking and in an area that's not polluted. So it's lovely here, we're very blessed. So I think we've collected enough there. We're just looking to fill a small jam jar, so I only need a handful of brambles and a handful of raspberries. So that's going to be about 60 grams or so each, but certainly that should do us for now. Right, so we've gathered our bramble berries, and we've got our raspberries as well. And that should be enough just to fill, a regular sized jam jar. you know, you can use something larger, you'll just need some more berries. Again, it tends to, an Oxymel, it tends to be sort of 50-50 of your vinegar, which can be apple cider vinegar or white wine vinegar, and a nice organic honey. And usually filling the jar about 1/3 or just over 1/3, covering it with vinegar, and then topping up with the honey. So you can judge it, you know, you can upscale it very easily. I also have the recipe on my website, and it'll also be on the Gartur Stitch Homesteading School page, so you can download that as well. So let's get going. So it's so simple. And again, something a bit different, that it's a very ancient and traditional. Maybe I've slightly over harvested, but we could mush them down a little bit. But yeah, this is a very ancient, my hands are clean, an ancient recipe. Again, the Oxymel is drawing out the beautiful minerals, the vitamins, as well as its sort of active constituents, so those medicinal astringency benefits that will help sore throats, colds, you know, through the flu season. Okay, so I reckon that's enough. We'll just pop those aside. So I've got the berries in there, and I've got the apple cider vinegar I prefer. It's got its own medicinal qualities as well, doesn't it? So just enough to cover. Let's see, that looks quite good. Don't want to make it too vinegary, so that should be grand. And some honey. Again, organic ingredients, local ingredients, if you can, are better to support local, isn't it? Better for our health as well, without all the potential, you know, additives, chemical sprays and things. So go organic if you can. And I'm just squirting this in. Easier with a squishy one, isn't it? A squirt, you know, a squeezable container as opposed to pouring or spooning it in. But probably get the last of that in a second. But what you should know is fill it up, leave a little bit of room. This has already got a little piece of grease-proof paper inside. You can just cut it, you know, a regular piece. But I mean, a lot of the jars these days don't rust from the vinegar, but that's the reason you might want to include that over the top, just to save the lid from rusting. Pop it on, and we want to give that a good shake. And what you'll do with it after you give it a good shake, you can also turn it round every other day or so. Keep it in a cupboard and turn it round, and you want to keep it in there for about 3 weeks, so all the goodness can infuse and suffuse in there and break down. And then after about 3 to 4 weeks, you can put it through a sieve and just collect the lovely liquid that comes, the Oxymel, that will be produced. And again, it will contain all the goodness of the berries there, and really help sore throats and just support general well-being. You can store this in the fridge once you're using it. Try and use within, you know, if you've opened the jar, maybe within 3 months, keep it in the fridge. Otherwise, if it's still with the lid on, you could probably just keep it in the cupboard for about up to 6 months or so. But after 3 weeks, once you've strained it through a sieve, back into another clean jar, as we said, you're maybe going to put this through cordials, cocktails even. Simply have a spoonful of it. Add some hot water to make a nice brew, a nice tea from it. So yes, that's wild berry Oxymel, with a little bit of cheating from shop bought berries as well, but you know, hey, use what you can and when it's in season. So that's a very simple Oxymel.